Hello friends, and welcome to today's other video. Can I just say, I want credit. I want credit where credit is due. This will be my 5th video posted in a 3-day period. I feel like one of those drama channels. You know those drama channels that post like 4 videos a day? Or at least they used to back in like 2018. They would post so many times a day that it seems like every time someone spoke they posted a new video. I feel like I'm turning into that, and I'm not sure how to feel about it. We're getting off track. We're here to talk about NINE.i. So, I got on my signed copy of I Part 1 because I wanted to show off the fact that I have a signed copy of a NINE.i album, because I'm very proud of it. But anyway, just to go over this video is going to work. I'm going to run through the track list, give you my thoughts on each song, and then give the album score out of 10 at the end. However, I do have some disclaimers before we continue. Disclaimer number 1. I have heard this album maybe 2 listens per song. I had to do it on Spotify because it's not on Apple Music or YouTube yet. So, either way, this album came out 43 minutes ago, so let's just say 2 listens in, and my opinions on all of these songs very much may change over time. Second disclaimer is, of course, my standard one. Everything I say in this video is just my opinion. You do not have to agree with my opinion because, as the mug always says, music is subjective, and that is great. Okay, now that we have all of that out of the way, we can get started, and first up we have One, the first song on the album, and it took less than 10 seconds for my jaw to drop. I'm not even joking when I say that. The background music came in, and that's when I started losing it. Because this background music is just excellent. Like, it doesn't go too hard. It stays relatively toned down, but it's doing so much at the same time that I am deeply psychologically obsessed with it. Frankly, that honestly describes my entire experience with this song. Like, I'm just deeply psychologically obsessed. The verses were great, the pre-chorus is stunning, and the chorus itself is amazing. Not to mention, on top of all of that, this song works really, really well as an opener. I've noticed this about myself, I like a more toned down opener. I don't like it when the opener is immediately just a banger, because that sort of messes with my emotions. I like when songs build, and I like when albums do the same way. I like a more toned down opener. It lets me get more excited for the album. That's what this is, and I really appreciate it. Next, we have the title track, Turn It Off, and in what should be a surprise to nobody, I really like this song. Like, NINE.i has 3 titles, to be fair. They're all great, and I love all of them. Right off the bat, I want to talk about background music again, because the background music here, it's so fun and it's so quirky. I feel like this is very quirky background music, but it perfectly embodies the vibes of this song, and I adore it. The verses are great too. I will admit, the first one is my favorite. There's something about the second one that I'm not into. I can't explain what it is, but there's something there. Don't get me wrong, like, I still enjoy the second verse, but it's nowhere near the level of the first one. And I feel like after a couple more listens, I'll be able to figure out either what it is about this verse that I don't like as much, or I'll just learn to cope with it and learn to love it just as much as the first one. As for the pre-chorus, I do enjoy it. I like it a lot. My only complaint is it's very short, and I do kind of wish it was a little bit longer. However, it's fine because this chorus is incredible. Hear me out. I need you to just go with me, okay? I feel like this chorus has a weird mix of, like, Queen, like the Freddie Mercury band Queen, meets K-pop, and it's a very interesting combination. And again, maybe this is just me, maybe I'm hallucinating, but that's the vibes I'm getting, and I'm weirdly here for it. Big picture, though, I don't think this is their best title. I am a young boy supremacist. It is punk pop perfection. I am a punk pop supremacist. I am weak for punk pop. So Young Boy is just exactly the type of song that I would be obsessed with, and am obsessed with, because I love Young Boy. However, in spite of this not being their best title track, NINE.i is one of those groups that, at least so far, has such a just flawless discography that a song for them that isn't their best work is still better than anything anyone else is doing. On to the next song, which is Like Crazy, and I'm gonna be honest with you all, the first time I listened to this song, like my first listen, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, at least at the start. There was just something about it that I felt was off. However, that said, by the end of that first listen, I was already into it and fully enjoying myself, but I do want to point out that at the start, I just wasn't the biggest fan. But let's actually talk about the song now. I really like the pre-chorus, and the verses are great. However, I will concede the second one, it's a bit messier than the first. However, if you ask me, it's a fun type of mess, so I, for one, am here for it. As for the chorus, it's great, it's fun, I was jamming, and the background music hits. But that does bring us to my core, I guess, issue with this song, which is in regards to the background music. As of right now, I do enjoy the background music. However, I feel like with a couple of just very minor alterations, it could very quickly become very bad, very loud, and very obnoxious. And whilst I do trust NINE.i to make good music, they haven't failed me yet, I just don't like them straying in that general direction whatsoever. Anyway, next is my favorite song, which is Power Up. And this might be NINE.i's best song, like in their entire catalog. I don't know if I'm willing to say that hands down for a fact, because I'm in love with a weirdly high percentage of their discography, but this is definitely a strong contender for their best song, at least by my music tastes, because this song is an absolute masterpiece. Like, I'm sorry, these verses, here's some context, okay? The first verse I would say is amazing, and it's the one I like less because the second verse is immaculate. There's something about it that just has me so enthralled. I'm also weirdly into the bridge. It's just, I'm aware, okay? Like, you don't have to tell me. I am aware this bridge is nothing special. I am fully aware of that fact. However, it just works so well in the song itself that it just makes it so good. As for the pre-chorus, it's great too. It does slow things down a bit, but I think it slows things down just enough so that when the chorus comes in, it hits even harder without slowing it down too much and ruining the flow of the song. And speaking of the chorus, I literally flailed in shock and awe when I first heard this chorus. Like, I don't know if this is NINE.i's best song, but I do know this is a very strong contender for their best chorus. That last chorus in particular left me just gasping and shaking. It does my favorite thing in the world. I've said this before, I absolutely love when a last chorus in particular will have pretty limited or toned down background music at the start, and then like halfway through the rest of it just comes in. This does that, and it works in every way I want it to, and I love it. To summarize my feelings on this song, do not be surprised if this is like the #1 song on my Apple Music replay. Right now it's Barbie Dreams by 50/50 if you were wondering, but do not be surprised if this is at least very, very high on there. Do not be surprised if this gets added to the Unhyperbolic Masterpiece playlist, because this song is an unhyperbolic masterpiece. Okay, we have reached the penultimate song, which is Hurt, and I spent my entire first listen of this song in a mental debate with myself over whether or not I liked this more than Power Up. Like, Power Up won, but it was very close. Also, whoever decided that we were gonna go from Power Up to Hurt, they're trying to kill me. They're trying to kill specifically me, because this combination of songs is demonic in nature. It is not meant for this earth. I wasn't prepared. I am not a strong person. I'm weak, both physically and emotionally, and I was not emotionally prepared for this song progression. But I think we actually need to start talking about the song itself. I think it's time, because this song is amazing. Like, from the first second, I was absolutely enthralled in every way. The first verse is absolute perfection, and the way it flows into the pre-chorus is God's work. And while we're on the topic of the pre-chorus, there's gonna be debate amongst me, myself, and I about where the song ranks in the catalog of NINE.i songs. I can say one thing with great certainty: this is one of the greatest pre-choruses I've ever heard in my entire life. The second verse, though, that's why this isn't my favorite, if I'm being honest. It's not that it's bad. I greatly enjoyed it. It just doesn't keep up the energy of the first verse or the chorus. It slows things down in a way that I'm not thrilled about, but at the same time, I'm also grateful for it, because if it had kept the energy of that first verse, I might have died. None of that matters, though, because we need to talk about this chorus. This is another contender for the best chorus in NINE.i's catalog, because my God, does this chorus slay in every way. The combination of the singing and the background music, and in that last chorus in particular, like, this song is just a life-changing experience, and you all just need to listen to it. But on that note, we've reached the actual final song on this album, which is High School Love. And this song's a lot slower. It's a lot chiller. And I'm also grateful for that because, frankly, if this was another song like the last two, I think I would have had a heart attack because I was weirdly close to just completely shutting down physically. That doesn't mean the song doesn't hit though, like it very much does. The chorus specifically is my favorite part of this song, and I'm weirdly obsessed with it, but at this point, who is surprised? To be fair though, like I have a weird thing about songs that specifically remind me of high school because while that is the worst time of my life and I would never go back there, I simultaneously have weird nostalgia about it. Like I have complex emotions about high school. My feelings about this song though are very straightforward. I love it. I can absolutely see myself just laying back and vibing my spirit out to it, and I can't wait to try that as an existing experience. But that is all I have to tell you about this album. So with that, it is score time, and overall I'm giving this album a 10 out of 10. I am. I'm pretty sure I've given every NINE.i album a 10 out of 10, which means they have a 10 out of 10 discography, and they really do. Like, if you told me to rate some of the best discographies in K-pop right now, the only thing holding me back from putting NINE.i at the top is just that their discography is so short. Like, they have 3 minis, and that's it. But also all 3 of their albums hit, including this one. Like, this album has already some of my favorite NINE.i songs. Some of my favorite songs in general. Songs that I know I will be listening to on loop. And yeah, 10 out of 10. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment your thoughts on this album down below. Let me know what your favorite song is. You can also like and subscribe if you want to or don't. I will be okay either way. And if you want to hear more from me, you can follow me on Twitter, @s_album_reviews. I'll link that in the description along with all the other NINE.i reviews that I have done, so you can check all those out if you so choose. But yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!